I don't think it's necessary to repeat my presentation for Antonella, that is my mentor, so she already know me really well. I will go over with the presentation of this webinar. I am a member of the Eden App. Eden App have the mission to promote the latest technology and methodologies in education, leveraging cutting-edge digital tools to enhance learning experience. The today's session is a testament to this mission, bringing together distinguished experts such as Gemma, Antonella, and Bianca, who will share their insights into how graphic novels, eye-driving creativity, gamification, collaborative activity are reshaping education and learning practices. I'm delighted to introduce our speakers. First of all, Professor Antonella Poce. She is a full professor in experimental pedagogy at the University of Roma Tor Vergata, with a remarkable career dedicated to museum education, heritage studies, innovation teaching practice. She has coordinated numerous national and international research projects. I will work with her in a lot of this project. They are really excited. I'm really excited to say that are all really innovative, and this work making really significant contribution to educational research and digital learning methodologies. After we will see the presentation of Gemma Tur Ferrer, senior lecturer and researcher at the University of Balearic Islands. She is specializing in educational technology. She has worked extensively in teaching education, flexible learning design, and social media for learning, participating in numerous international and European research projects. I can see I met her for the first time in a meeting of a European project, the Open Virtual Mobility project, OpenVM. And from there, we had a lot of collaboration with her, and it's an honor to have with us the Professor Gemma today. At the end, we will see the presentation of Bianca Ricci, a graphic and visual designer based in Rome. She holding a master's degree in visual and innovation design from the RUFA, Roma University of Fine Arts. She's currently a research fellow at the University of Roma Tor Vergata. She's part of our research group led by Antonella Poce. She explores the intersection of design, technology, and education. Each of our guests brings a unique and valuable perspective to today's discussion, which promises to be both insightful and inspiring. The session will last approximately 30 minutes, with 20-25 minutes dedicated to the presentation, followed by a question and answer session that will be long 5 or 10 minutes, based on how long will be the presentation. Without waiting any time, let's begin our journey in this world of graphic novels, generative AI, gamification, and collaboration. So please, I ask Antonella, our first speaker, the floor is yours to start your presentation. If you have if you have any technical issues, you can ask me and I will help you from there. I only say that right now we have 70 participants online, so I'm happy to say that is a great result.
Yeah,
the floor is yours, Antonella.
Fantastic audience. Thank you so much for your introduction. And actually, I thank also the students from our course here at the university, the students from the course of, in particular, of experimentalism, storytelling, and museum that are with us today, and all the participants connected online. I'll try to be very brief. I'll share the screen to introduce you to the project actually that I'm presenting today, and that can be considered the framework where different presentations will follow my own. This one. First of all, you might have heard. Can you see my screen? I think so.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I'm sure you have already heard about recovery funding scheme and how, in particular, Italy has been benefited by this kind of support from the European Commission, and many of us are working within the projects that have been funded in the framework of the recovery funding. Many subjects, different fields. The one I'm presenting today is a big, huge project called Restart on the possibility of supporting technology, in particular telecommunications, and the relation we have been developing in this small part of the project is related to the use of heritage and digital storytelling, enhancing heritage experiences through technology advanced storytelling pathways. The Restart project. Sorry, there's a technician, but I am in the room of the university. So as you can see, we try to support next generations through this project that wants to combine digital heritage and technologies with the development of telecommunications, in particular 5G systems. Within the project, there's a part devoted to Net for Future. It's called Net for Future, which has the ambition to harmonize the results of Restart and study how emerging social goals can be transformed into technological solutions for future telecommunication networks and services. Of course, as we all know, if telecommunications don't work properly, many of our activities cannot be performed. And there's literature saying, a huge bulk of literature saying that the use of technological solutions in context of heritage education and experience should be considered an emerging social goal in terms of promotion of social and cultural inclusion, of well-being of the users, and of the development of soft skills, active citizenship, and cultural expression. So there are many, many reasons to support the combined development of the technological aspect and of the content aspect related to heritage and heritage experience in particular. Within our project, we have been working on the enhancement of cultural heritage, on sustainability and innovation, of course, working within the use of 5G through devoted stations where contents, informations, virtual museums have been transferred and communicated to different kind of users. Of course, the community of the university, because the stations are based within the university, and I'll let you know how. Of course, welfare and social inclusion, collaboration and connection, and dissemination of results. We worked and we cooperated, of course, with engineers to the installation of these interactive totems in various strategic areas of the campus where we are based, Roma Tor Vergata. The totems are connected via 5G network, ensuring fast transmission and integration with other devices, such as a big LED wall. And each totem will serve as connection point between the public, the local heritage, local cultural heritage, and the content created, allowing participation in multimedia and interactive experiences. How do we carry out this work? First of all, the totems will stream high-resolution content related to the Restart project, so the ambitions and the visions, the challenges that the project is communicating are of course, part of the content that we communicate through these totems, these stations. They, anyway, are places where you can connect and live very immersive virtual, live virtual experiences, allowing users to access real-time content directly from the ground. They enable advanced digital interaction. Totems will be equipped to enable users to access educational and informational content, participate in augmented and virtual reality, as I was saying. But they not only give you access to a series of information through these very immersive environments, they also give information related to university life and to and how to learn about better life in the university community. They promote interaction with the environment through gamification and digital storytelling, and you'll see how. So we created a GPT-4 based chatbot to solve problems and receive useful information for the Tor Vergata university community. They allow users to explore the local cultural and artistic heritage. They allow a gamification experience, and we'll tell you about it. And they will access the grand challenges videos that are videos related to the main project aims and challenges. Within the area, a big, huge LED wall will be placed, a LED wall of 5 square meters wide. And the LED wall, together with the totems, will be connected to the 5G antenna that has been placed on the top of one of the buildings of the area. But this is a picture of the GPT chatbot Romolo that is placed in the totem in order to answer different questions that students could ask and that could be related to their university life. So, you know, exams, administrative services, university procedures, all that kind of stuff that normally students ask, and at least in Italy very frequently can't get a quick answer, and so, and most of all, the possibility to get feedback in order to have a better experience at the university. This is combined with a series of possibilities that the environment allows you. Among those, the virtual museum. Here you have a picture of, one of the rooms. The virtual museum has the characteristic of offering a series of experiences, of itineraries, where different objects are present, objects that are reproduced in 3Ds. So digital 3D is placed in the itineraries of our virtual museum, as I said, connected to the history of Rome in particular. And we'll see in what way. We study also the perception of generative AI creations in the digital world in terms of emotional and cognitive engagement, and we use methodologies based on object-based learning. And in this case, it's a digital object-based learning experience that we offer to the users, especially through the use of different haptics tools that are connected to the system. Here you have a slide devoted to haptic gloves. You might have heard about the possibility of connecting haptic gloves to different technological environmental systems. This allows a more lively and engaging experience with cultural objects in 3Ds. It allows a complex interaction with the digital environment, and of course, it gives the possibility to have a more lively and realistic experience, taking into consideration that our aim is to use object-based learning, and object-based learning is focused on hands-on, and hands-on, of course, implies the use of different senses. Haptic gloves can support part of the limit that, of course, the digital environment foresees in a situation where you don't have the possibility to touch physically. But thanks to the advancements in this area, we can support that. You'll hear about it in a minute when Dr. Bianca Ricci will tell you about this part of the project, but we try to find ways of storytelling that could be really engaging and that could tell about the use of academic research and the use of and also the work of researchers that are very frequently things that are very frequently neglected and not considered as part of our everyday life well-being. So we try to focus on a series of characters that are inspired by the world's top 2% most influential scientists that are listed, that have been listed by Stanford University, and where some of our researchers from the University of Roma Tor Vergata are included. So we took inspiration from that. We have different graphic novel characters inspired from different scientists in different fields. Of course, the main character, Theo, that you can see in this picture is a telecommunication engineer who coordinates a group of researchers who solves different kinds of problems within the university community. So the storytelling, the attention that we wanted to pay to the possibility to use narrative elements to engage users and to transfer, to communicate anyway cultural contents related to heritage experiences, to heritage, local heritage, but not only to heritage, also to the knowledge about research and technology in particular, was one of our main concerns. Gamification is in a way transferred from the graphic novel. Another part of the project is related to the need of, create also creative installations and work of arts within the totems. So the totems are in a way dressed and set as work of arts thanks to the contribution of an artist, Marica Moro, who is a well-known artist in our country, and that dressed one of the two totems that and so I call them totems and stations, because they are the places where all the virtual environments can be communicated and expands their own contents. So the possibility to attract users thanks to the artistic installation is something that we really cared about, and we also launched a contest to invite schools in particular and school students in particular to create another artistic installation in the second totem that is based in the university area. We are going to have lots of data related to the experience that we started, because we involved a series of schools, secondary schools in particular, in the area of Roma province, but not only, actually, in the Lazio region, I would say. And so 413 students already enrolled our experience and will tell us actually which are their perception in respect to what we have been offering through the digital environments. We already had more than 100 students participating in our activities, and I think we might tell you more about that. The students seem, at least the first 100, seems to be really engaged and to appreciate the activities that we have been carrying out within the university and on the online platform, where they have to go through the adventures of our researcher groups that lead them through the environments. The idea is to support, of course, the university community to have better lives within the university area. But working with the schools and with such a large number of students, the idea is to support their transversal cross-sectional soft skills and their orientation to develop their careers, their professional careers in the future. For instance, the possibility to know more about technological opportunities and technological studies is one of the areas that we would like to explore in our researches. They work in a devoted environment, that is the My Intellect platform. You have here some references on how it will be, the work is carried out on the platform, but you have here also one picture, and maybe if you're interested, we can send you also some videos of the activity that we carried out and that we have been carrying out within the engineering engineering area here in Tor Vergata University. Here you can see the group of researchers, our characters, that are the main actors where all the actions will be carried out, that will carry out the main actions and that will interact, that actually are interacting with our users. The characters come to life not only in the graphic novel and so in the comics, but also within the museum, the virtual museum environment in 3D reproductions to guide the users through the museum environment. And they help to rediscover the potential of the area's artistic and cultural heritage. The idea is to bring users from the city center to the suburban area where our campus is located, trying to reverse the concept that makes the suburban users to move to the city center, and instead helping those in the city center to explore new areas, new places that are based in the suburban area. So I think I can close my presentation there. I hope I was sufficiently clear. I know it's a very complex project, so if you want to know more, we would need more time to talk about it. But if you're interested, of course, we are all at your disposal to give you more information. You have also a series of publications that over the project we contributed to develop. And so I really wish you could be part of this project, taking part in it, maybe accessing our virtual museums. Thank you again for your attention.
Thank you, Antonella. You are really clear. So I think all our guests really understand how good is the work that you are doing, and I'm really glad to see that I'm working too to this project. And I will ask if someone have a question in the chat, but right now I don't see a question. So I think we can go over and we can take time at the end to answer all the questions. I will say thank you to Antonella again. You will see the email of the professor online. So if you have any question, you can write in the next days to me, and I will report the question to Antonella, no problem. And I will say that we had a little change in our scheduling. Now we will see the presentation of Bianca Ricci that is really correlated to the focus that Antonella presented to us. I see in the chat a lot of people are saying thank you to you, Antonella, for the wonderful presentation.
Thanks to you. I also wanted to, I think you're going to tell everyone in the end, but before, because I see that we have 80 participants, so a large number of people are attending.
It's really good.
I think you know already, but you don't have to miss our annual conference in Bologna.
For sure.
So please, in June, I'll see you all in Bologna and talk again about different issues and maybe about the project if you're interested. Please, please register and be in Bologna.
Yeah, this is a really important message from Antonella. We really want to have you all in our annual conference in Bologna. We work a lot to make it possible, so we hope that all of you can join us in this wonderful conference in Bologna. Thank you again, Antonella. And now I will give the floor to Bianca Ricci that will follow the presentation of this wonderful research project. She's part of our research group, so I already know it really well. The floor is yours, Bianca, so please you can share. I will share the screen for her. Okay, now she is presenting, and I hope that you will can hear her. You can try to make a test.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
We have the check from the from the audience, in particular from Gemma. Thank you. So,
And can you see the screen?
yeah, we can perfectly see the screen.
Okay. Thank you, Carlo, for the introduction, and thank you, Antonella, for the introduction of the project Restart. Now I'm talking about graphic novel and digital storytelling in learning, the role of graphic design. My name is Bianca Ricci, and I am a graphic and visual designer at the University of Roma Tor Vergata. And today we are going to explore how images and digital storytelling enhance learning, the importance of graphic novels in education, and how artificial intelligence can support the creative process. Non riesco ad andare avanti con... Ok. Okay. So, let's start with a fundamental concept, learning through images. We all know that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but why? This is explained by the picture superiority effect. It is a study which states that our brains process and retain images much better than text alone. This is why images are essential tools for education. They help convey complex messages quickly and effectively. Through history, images have played a crucial role in communication. Think about road signs, emojis, or airport symbols. These modern pictograms are instantly recognizable and convey meaning without words. We all know these pictograms. Our brain recognizes the simple shapes, and for us is simple recognize this to understanding really complex meanings. Hieroglyphs are also the Egyptian developed complex visual languages where each symbol represents sounds or ideas. This system allowed them to document history, tell stories, and communicate across generations. Then infographics. In modern times, infographics combine text, images, and data visualization to present complex information in easily digestible way. Think about subway maps, election result charts, or medical instruction. This visual simplify concepts that would be difficult to explain with text alone. And now we are going to talk about the digital storytelling in education. Digital storytelling combines traditional storytelling with digital media, images, audio, video, and interactive elements to create immersive learning experience. Unlike traditional books or oral storytelling, digital narratives engage learners by making content more dynamic and personalized. Why is this important? Because storytelling is an effective learning tool. When we introduce digital components, we make learning even more engaging, structured, and memorable. There are three key reasons why digital storytelling enhances learning. The emotional connection that it creates with people who use this. It makes learning more experiential. Instead of passive learning, like reading a textbook, students can interact with the content. For example, an interactive history lesson can allow students to experience, even through the eyes of historical figures. And then adaptability to different learning styles. In conclusion, we can say that this combination of different emotions and the use of interactivity and personalizations makes digital storytelling a powerful and educational tool. But now let's see another tool of the digital storytelling. Now we can talk about the power of graphic novels. Graphic novels are a great example of digital storytelling in education because unlike traditional books, graphic novels blend text and visuals to create meaningful narratives. They are more than just comics, because they simplify complex subjects, making them accessible and engaging for students. Really important things to remind is to find the right balance between the use of images and the words. Because it's important to create a connection with the students. So it's important to balance the spaces in the graphic novel. So let's talk about the Restart to the Future. Restart to the Future is an example of educational graphic novel. Antonella was telling us about this project for Restart. That is a PNRR project, a project on telecommunication and the use of 5G.
Yes, you're there. We see it.
Yeah, okay.
There is a little noise because when she put the next slide, we have some time between. You can see the slide online.
Okay. So let me introduce Restart to the Future. Antonella said that it was a project we developed at the University of Roma Tor Vergata. And this is a graphic novel created as a part of the Restart project, PNRR, on telecommunication and 5G. The goal was to communicate complex technological concepts to students in a simple and engaging way. The story follows a multidisciplinary research team, including experts in telecommunication, archaeology, chemistry, computer engineering, and medicine. And through the adventures of these characters, they are going to solve problems using telecommunication and making fun and interactive. Okay, this is the introduction of the characters of this graphic novel. The main character is Theo, that is the communication engineer. Sabina, the archaeologist, Mary, the chemical engineer, Alessandra, a computer engineer, and Lele, a doctor. The particularity of this graphic novel is the use
Support.
The support, yeah, the support of the artificial intelligence. Because AI is a valuable tool for illustrators because it helps with productivity and allows the artist to focus on details. in Restart to the Future, we combined AI-generated visuals with human artistic intervention. AI provided a base, such as a background and character prototypes, which were then refined through traditional illustration techniques. This hybrid approach demonstrated how AI can enhance rather than replace human creativity in storytelling. So AI generated, ChatGPT AI generated this background that you can see they are with so many details and complex to do on freehand. And then it makes also the first images of the characters. Then I put my hand on this and I develop other version of the same characters. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Bianca. I already know all your work, so I will not ask you questions. I wait maybe some time in order to see if in the chat we can find some question, but I can say that this is really difficult works because generative AI give a lot of possibility, but as Bianca say, we really need experts in order to balance the AI generated products and the freehand work made by an artist and a technical artist such as Bianca. Or we, inside our project Restart, we work with an artist that use a base of artificial intelligence in order to animate his works, but she is an artist, so she all her works come with the hands. But in this project, we really want to bind these two words in order to have new products, different products to everything you can see around. We have a question in the chat from Tokyo. PhD Educational Technology, Ayman Yassin. I hope to pronounce your name the right way. If not this, I ask you sorry. I want to ask you about the user impression about this project. We were worked right 1 hour ago, we are working with 80 students, so I can answer you on how people are rated these works. I can say that is really, really a good work because all the students and the professor that worked with us really wants to stay much time with us. They don't want to go home because
to leave. Yes, in fact, more than 100 so far. So it's a good sample.
They really say that they didn't see nothing like that in their career. So I can say that the important result that we are reaching is that people are really excited in this project and this research products. So after this period, we will get all the data and we can maybe present all the results after an analysis. But today I can say we are really happy. There is a second answer, a second question in the chat. Where the Japanese manga comics and inspiration for the character palettes AI prompts?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Bianca can answer it.
Yeah, we start from Japanese manga to create this graphic novel. So Carlo is really appassionato.
I'm a computer engineer, but my PhD is on artificial intelligence. So I try all kind of artificial intelligence, and we use the mass-rated bot on ChatGPT, Manga Creator, that use a model trained on all the Japanese manga that you can find online for free. And as we present before, all the characters are a kind of stereotype of the manga character. So if you want to try this bot, you must have a pro account of ChatGPT that costs something about 20 euros per month. But it's really a powerful instrument. So I want to say to you that it's a good investment to spend this 20 euros per month.
Yeah,
So,
we were inspired by the manga.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a manga lover. I started in 1992 with the first Dragon Ball that they published in Italy, and after that I really have after 2000 manga book in my house. So yes, I'm a manga lover, and all these comics this graphic novel starts from manga character. So thank you, Bianca.
Thank you.
We are in time, so after that we can have a little session of discussion if we want, but I will give the floor to Gemma that will present the last contribution of this webinar. So the floor is yours, Gemma. Thank you again to be with us today. And you can start with your presentation. And if we will see a question in chat after your presentation, I will report it for you. Please, Gemma.
Is it working?
Yes,
can you
we
see
can
the
see
slide?
you can hear you perfect.
Thank you. And I can also see you, so this is helpful. I would like to start saying thank you. Thank you to Eden, and thank you to Roma Tor Vergata, and in particular to Professor Poce for the invitation. I'm really honored to be sharing with you this session, and I have enjoyed a lot your presentations. I think they are really interesting. The projects are challenging, and they are really like the future occurring today. So I'm really pleased. Thank you so much again. And the way you have finished the presentations, Bianca and Antonella, I think it was helpful for me to say, well, really, although I am bringing here something about playing, really, there is a lot in common, because the project, at least the background of the projects that I am presenting now, are about co-creation. So really, the use of artificial intelligence and the introduction of such challenging technologies like the virtual reality, the haptic gloves, I think that these projects based on these technologies can be enhanced by the design of co-creation process. So I'm glad that my presentation is part of this one too. So we have a kind of background in common. So as you have said, I'm Gemma Tur. I'm from the University of the Balearic Islands. I'm a senior lecturer. I am mainly focused on teacher education, but in particular on educational technology. So I am also part of the research group of educational technology of my university. And this group has a long experience on flexible, personalized learning, and with methodologies that are based on participatory processes, design-based research, and co-design. So again, I'm glad to make this coherent with all what's going on today here. And the experience that I'm first introducing is also part of the, oops.
Sorry if I interrupt
Ah,
you, Gemma.
yeah.
I fear we are still seeing the first slide of your
Yes,
presentation.
yes,
Yeah, I think
yes.
because maybe
I'm not
you have to
sharing the
share the
right
entire
one.
screen, not only the
Yes.
window. I know this is a little bug of these
Oh,
tools because if you don't share the entire screen when you go full screen, the presentation is stopped.
mm.
So we
I
can try
was
to.
enjoying so much that I could see you.
This is the
Okay,
fun of the live.
yeah. So I should do
Yeah.
this. This.
Okay, try now to go full screen, maybe. Now it's working. Works.
Is
Try
it
to
working
go.
now?
Yeah,
Okay,
now it's
thank
working
you.
fine.
Perfect, thank you. And I still see you. Thank you. So, wepa. Oh my God, have I been? Okay, let's see. So what I was trying to say, I was introducing the project in which the experience I am presenting now is based. So in the DALI project, the Data Literacy for Citizenship project, that it was an Erasmus project that we took part in as the University of the Balearic Islands, along with the Bergen University, who was leading the project, FAU University, Murcia, and Coventry University. We, based on a process of co-design and co-creation, we developed pedagogical games, educational games for data literacy. So first of all, what we did is to develop a framework for data literacy, which was developed as 3 elements and many sub-elements with different levels. This is important here to say because games, educational games, are normally aimed at learning something, a content, a process. So that was important for me to say. So in this example, games were addressed at developing data literacy. But the most important thing, and what I wanted to share with you, is that all the context for game-based learning, which was mainly based from the experience of Game Changers and Coventry University. So game-based learning is an important approach for learning, obviously for children, but again for adults. And we can define or we can say that game-based learning refers to the learning activities fostered through games and gameplay characterized by elements of gamefulness and playfulness. So the characteristics are really about playfulness, enjoying the gameplay, being active, because game-based learning facilitates active, experiential, situated, and self-regulated learning and autonomous learning. This is an important characteristic that I will go back to it soon. Also, it has a wide background on pedagogical theories, so it can be linked to constructivism, social cultural learning, and other approaches, as we suggested in DALI, like the networked learning. Obviously, it has drawbacks. For example, the design, as you were talking about design. So it is important to be able to develop games that are quality, that have quality characteristics like the visuals, like the texts. The texts need to be clear, the instructions need to be clear, the rules need to be easy, because the difficulties of a game may impact the playful experiences. So the way they are designed has been related to the playful experiences. Players who perceive games as difficult or useless are not that motivated to play the games. This as the concept of games. But what I am trying to present here is that the creation of games is something which is really wide, and there are many approaches that align. And in this case, I am trying to present and to show how there are many frameworks that have a kind of converging alignment. So if I go on with the framework, we can say that apart from this, as I had just said, games allow the development of self-regulated learning. This means a kind of autonomous learning. So a player can take decisions about how to move, how to play, can monitor if the game or the gameplay is going as he or she had planned, and so can take decisions and evaluate along the way they play. But more than this, more than the individual approach to this self-regulated learning, the game-based learning is also based on the concept of agency. So agency has been related to the ability of a person to take decisions. And it really connected to our own work that we develop at the University of the Balearic Islands, because we work on the concept of a scholar or academic agency. In this case, agency means going beyond the individual decision. So we design more than thinking only on the student and their individual characteristics like motivation, abilities, but all attitudes and beliefs, but also considering there are elements that may allow the student to have a better role or better outcomes, like the context, the social material context. So the way they relate with others, so their interactions and their relationship with others, how they feel the peer support or the teacher support, but also if they have opportunities to influence the learning processes or opportunities to make choices. So games, when playing games, agency is highly activated because of the characteristics of games. So of course there are individual characteristics like being motivated to play, but also playing games mean in the interaction with others. So it can be competitive, but even if it is competitive, there is a kind of relationship with others. There is peer support, there is trust because there are rules, so everyone trust is on the whole players. And for sure, it is participatory and it is contextual, so the players' decisions may impact the gameplay. And agency then is an important part of the background about game-based learning. And finally, we also worked on the ACAD framework that it is called the Activity-Centered Analysis and Design. It's a very well-known framework for the design and for the analysis of the pedagogical designs. And it is based on the idea that learning is emergent. So it is the result of the design And the design is about the tasks, is about the groups that we decide, and it's about the physical elements that we introduced. So again, this approach to the design is based on co-creation, because it is emergent and it is the result or the product of the interaction of all these elements. So we are co-creating learning. With all these converging elements, we have a converging methodology as well. So based on the idea of design-based research, in which we analyze, so all this background is like the analysis of the future implementation of the games with the target students. But so we analyze, we design, validate, prototype. So the process of analyzing, designing, implementing, and starting again the cycle, which is like the main focus of again of our educational technology group, with our 2 research leaders who are really leading this methodology in our contexts, and along with some specific approaches to this design-based research that allow structuring this participation and the participation processes. So I'm here bringing the Spanish. Now I realize I'm here bringing like the Spanish version, the Spanish background for these models, but I guess you all know not only the Spanish framework like Gross, but also Bovil, who is one of the most international authors about the co-design processes. And what this model offers to the game, the co-creation of games, is that it helps in structuring the different target, the different participants in the process of developing the games. And finally, obviously, we needed the specific process of the game design, again about based on the Coventry team. So this approach is the game design thinking, and it is based in 5 steps, in which we again analyze a context, we define our aims, and we design the games into steps. We look for references like popular games that we know, for example, and adapt them. So we develop, that's the prototype, and finally implement. So as you can see, these are different approaches that from different contexts allow enriching and enhancing the pedagogical process of co-creating games. I don't know if I am being maybe too quick or too, really good.
Perfectly clear,
Yes,
and that's
okay.
very consistent with what we described. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, for the help. So what we did with this background, with the different theoretical background and methodological background, was to iteratively implement and take care of the process by trying to control the context, to implement the process, and to collect data. So we started this process with the DALI project, which was addressed at adult players. But then we also applied it and adapted in a second iteration with students of teacher education in the Balearic Islands. And finally, we implemented as a third iteration with in-service teachers for them in the Balearic Islands as well. So we have a kind of three different, obviously related contexts, but different because of the aims of the target of each context. And we can finally suggest that we present an agentic game co-design strategy, which has been validated in a process of 3 iterations. We are, as I say at the very end in the last slide, this is something it is still a work in progress. So it is not finally validated. We are working still on it. We are still collecting data, but this is the current model we are working with. So instead of the stages of the design-based research, or the stages of the game design thinking, or the stages of the co-design, we have tried to divide the structure into 8 steps that are more concrete for the aim of the co-creation of games for agency activation in teacher education. At least this is what it seems a main aim of the process. So we have, just very briefly, and maybe time has flight. So I should just very briefly show that we have, like here you can see the comparison of the elements. So we have again, we empathize, so we analyze. We define what are our learning aims. Then we try to have a kind of a draft, and then you go and start the game design with the different backgrounds, the prototype, the pilot implementation, and the prototype, the implementation design. So we are very clear this has to be implemented through a learning design, then a field piloting, and a final validation. So we are still working on this kind of process, but this is like the result of such a converging alignment of all the backgrounds. And because I was told, or I was that I could also introduce the AI thing, and because of the games and because of knowing the projects that were being carried out in Roma in Tor Vergata, I just wanted to just very shortly to introduce the PhD that has already been finished. So we have a new doctor in China, Dr. Zhang Pen, with whom I worked with. I was a supervisor with him, and I mean he was working on a PhD on ePortfolios, but his current work after the PhD has finished is the role of AI. So as you were saying when you were talking about the AI in the graphic design, so it's like the new agent, or the new element that's co-creating learning. In your case, it was co-creating artifacts, storytelling. But here, what I wanted to show you is that we are working now on the role of AI for co-creating learning in a process of ePortfolios. So this is the previous stage. So we have the ePortfolio process, where in a co-design process, we could try to define the different roles of teachers and learners, but for sure, the future is to define where is the role, what is the aim, and in which step does the AI contribute to this process. And that was a very short thing, just to say this is all work in progress, and for sure your discussion will allow us to help and will help us and will improve. And again, thank you for the invitation and for the opportunity to share with you.
Thank you, Gemma.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, Gemma, for this great presentation. So I'll ask our audience if someone have some answer for our panelists in the chat. I can read this message if I'm not mistaken. Gemma, you have mentioned DALI, one of your PPT in one of your PPT slides. Do you actually mean OpenAI DALL-E text-to-image model? If yes, which version?
No, sorry
No?
about the confusion. Sorry about the confusion. DALI is DALI, and it is data literacy for citizenry. So it's 1 year before the generative DALI appeared. And yes, I can understand the joke and the confusion with the words, and maybe with my own pronunciation. I know this is English through a Spanish accent, but I cannot help myself anymore with this.
No, absolutely, your accent is perfect. So
Thank you.
the people who made the answer, thanks to you for the
Yeah.
clarification. And in conclusion, we are
There's a
perfectly in time.
There's a question. I think there's a question in the Q&A.
Oh yeah,
Do you design an actually interactive interface with UI to support this?
Oh, thank you, Professor. Yeah.
Is it for me? Is this question for me? Do you
I
think that?
think
I think
yes,
so.
because
Yeah.
the spectator.
It's a 2:15. Yes.
And the question is, do you design an actual interactive interface with user experience to support this?
If I understand properly, no. What we were designing is what I have shown is the process of the design of the games, and in this case, the games could be paper-based or digital. So digital and non-digital. So it not was the aim to have the interface, but the process. And if I understand the question, but we had also mini games, digital mini games, but no, we didn't design the interface. If this is the question, or if I am understanding the question.
I think you perfectly understand the question.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, in conclusion, I want to thank all of you